we can start working on putting our cinnamon roll mixture together. Okay, so let's get started with that process right now. So this yeast will be done any second now. So all we need to do is to get a bowl. Okay, we're going to be using 2 cups of flour or more. It just says or more because you might need to add more to it. Okay, so the yeast is done. Okay, so I got about 2 cups of flour here. Okay, I've got the yeast mixture that is totally been activated. Okay, so we got that going for us. Okay, so all to this we're going to add the salt, the sugar. Okay, so it calls for a tablespoon of sugar rather, and a teaspoon of salt. Okay, so I want to get that in there. And then to this liquid I'm going to add some melted butter. So let that melt. Okay, so we've got the salt, the sugar, and the flour in here. Okay, then to this mixture, the milk baked mixture with the yeast in it, the yeast mixture, right? I'm going to add the eggs to that. Okay, and I'm going to add the butter in here, and I'm going to combine all the wet ingredients with the dry ingredients. Okay, that's what we're going to do next. Okay, so I got the butter in here. This would have been olive oil if we were doing a pizza dough with this. Okay. So then what we're going to do is we're just going to dump this mixture, okay, right in to the dry ingredients, okay, and we're going to mix it until it comes together like a ball, adding more flour if necessary. Now the reason you don't want to add more flour in the very beginning is because you always can add, but you can't take away. Okay, so we always can add flour, but we can't take away the flour. So if we add too much, we're in trouble. But if we just need more, then we're going to be able to do that pretty easily. Okay, so I'm adding more, probably going to add another 1/4 cup of flour. Okay, just until this comes together into a ball. And then we're going to knead it, okay? You can knead it by hand, which is what I'm going to do, or you can knead it in a mixer. If you knead it in a mixer, you need to mix it for about, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes. If you're doing it by hand, you need to do it for about 5 to 10, okay? So I'm going to add more flour in here, okay, until I get it to where I want it. It needs to be a ball, okay, a ball of dough. And I like my cinnamon rolls a little less sweet, okay, the dough part of it, because we're going to add a topping, a sweet topping, right, with the cream cheese and powdered sugar and milk and stuff like that. So it's still not where I want it to be. I must have had extra large eggs instead of large eggs, right? But for whatever reason, this is why you want to be able to add the dough as needed, or add the flour to the dough as needed, right? So now it's coming to the stage of where we want. Okay, so now I think at this point we can turn it out on the cutting board or floured surface and start kneading it. Yeah, start kneading it for, like I said, 10 minutes by hand, 3 to 5 minutes in machine, and then we will turn it out into a oil bowl, an oiled bowl, okay? Cover it, let it rise for an hour, okay? And then we'll punch it down and roll it out, and then we'll show you the next step right here on Road Food Blog. Okay, so now that I've got this rolled out, okay, and it's come together, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take it, okay, like I said, in an oiled bowl. You can spray it with Pam, you can coat it with olive oil. If you're doing pizza, yeah, olive oil, but you can coat it with the vegetable oil. But take your dough, turn it out, flip it over, okay. Spray a little Pam on there if you want, just to be on the safe side, okay. And then we're going to take it, some plastic wrap, or you can take a damp cloth or towel, okay? And just going to put it loosely down on there just to make sure that it doesn't develop a film, okay? And to let it rise, okay? So it's going to rise. I'm going to put it in my microwave. My microwave seems to be warmer because of the lights that are under it, okay? But I'm going to let that rise for an hour. The other way we would do it right now, we put it in a Ziploc bag, oiled, and we'd let it rise overnight in the refrigerator. Okay, that's my favorite type of rise. Okay, the cold rise. But we're not doing that one, so we're gonna let this rise for an hour, and we'll pick up the video of what to do next right here on Real Food Blog. Okay, hey, now you can see that this dough has more than doubled, right? So now we're going to take the cover off, punch it down. Okay, let all the air out. Okay. Put it down onto a lightly floured surface. Okay. I can tell this dough is going to be good already. Okay. And then, with a rolling pin, I'm going to roll it out to probably 16 by 12, somewhere thereabouts. It doesn't have to be exact science, okay. But, this dough is nice and soft. It's fantastic. Okay. Well, I like to do a rectangle, so that way. Okay, perfect. This is what we want. So this is what you want to roll it out to look like. Okay. Now normally we just brush it with butter, and I've got this mixture of white salt, white salt, it's my problem today, of white sugar, brown sugar, and cinnamon, okay? This is the topping that we would normally put on it with the butter, but Michael Massey introduced me to this. You can get this at Trader Joe's, okay? It is a delicious, unusual spread, reminiscent of gingerbread. Okay, it's got cinnamon, nutmeg in it. It's like a peanut butter, but it's not. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this down, okay, onto the dough. I'm going to heat it up first in the microwave, but I'm going to put this on the dough, okay, and then I'm going to put less of the sugar, because this has already got sugar in it. And this, okay, I'm just doing this to be crazy. Okay. Okay, so you want to layer this down. Okay. Onto your dough. Okay. I should have thought about having enough of this, but I think that if we get the gist of what's happening here, right? Okay. So we're going to spread it out. It's got to be perfect because this is all going to be rolled up and it's all going to melt together as it bakes. Okay. So now we've got that rolled out. or spread out pretty nicely. Okay. I'm going to take the cinnamon and sugar mixtures. It's got the brown sugar and the white sugar. And I'm not going to use as much as this as I normally would, just because I've got the sweet spread that I put down. Normally I would add butter, but this has got some oils in it that will help keep it nice and moist. Okay? So I'm going to do that. Save this for cinnamon toast or for your next batch of cinnamon rolls. Okay? And now I'm going to roll this up. Okay? Starting from the bottom. Roll it up, work my way up. Okay. Right? Like you're rolling a big burrito. Okay. And then, when you got it rolled out like that, you cut it into, I'd say, 1-inch cuts, okay, like that. And you put that down in a greased 9x11 Pyrex. Okay. Just cut them like that. Okay. And I'm going to continue to do that. So now that I've got them all cut up, I've put them in there. Okay. I got 9 of them out of this batch. Okay. And so now what we're going to do is let these rise for another 30 minutes. We're going to cover these, okay, and let these rise for another 30 minutes in the oven. Then we can bake them. Okay, baking them is going to take about 15 to 20 minutes. Then you take them out. Okay, you're going to bake them at about 350. And then you take them out and you're going to let them cool for about 10 or 15 minutes, because you're going to put that icing that we made earlier, you're going to put that on them and drizzle it all over them, and then these things are going to be fantastic. And check it out all here, right here on the Real Food Blog.